can tell you this is going to be a great day. I've got an old gas line. I think it's abandoned, but I'm not going to cut it out. I've got my water line. I guess I could grab some marking paint so I can see it better. Looks like the water line is directly below the gas line, and right here on my left tooth, you can see it. Hopefully you can see from there. Let me know if you guys like this camera angle. It's a different camera angle yet. My far left tooth is marking the sewer stub that should be right there at it. Normally they'll stick it there and they backfill it all the way up. So at the end of that little green stake ought to be my sewer stub. Nobody knows how deep it is. And I would assume the gas line's not live, but and it is. Probably need to mark it. I'm gonna grab some marking paint because I can't see the gas line from up here. There's the gas line. Water line goes right to it. I mean, I would assume this is back in the day when it was copper. So my side, what would be the house side of the sewer stub was my thought. Don't know if it's coming straight up, if it's, horizontal, vertical, at a 45 or what. I've got no idea, and nobody at the city knew. The city doesn't even have a city inspector anymore. They use independent inspectors. They didn't know. So nobody knows anything. We'll dig it up and find out. Okay. And I just pulled the stake totally out. So unless it's right there, I guess they didn't run that stake all the way down to it. That's generally how I've marked them. That way, if you follow your stake, you're going to find the sewer stub. And maybe it's right there. We're going to go find out. Being all the way down there, somebody very easily could have just came out and marked it off a plan, and who knows where it's at. That's why I was hoping it went all the way down to the stub, because at this point you're just going off of somebody's measurement. What if they're off on the measurement? Once that happens quite a bit. I doubt if it's this shallow. If it is, we got to go deeper than this anyways. Get somewhere with this. Well, I got a rebar marker. It was over here. There's actually maybe another piece of rebar in there. I have a piece of plywood or a 2x4 or something right there, and I can probe around the side of it and I can fill my sewer pipe. I'd like to have this gas line out of the way, but I'm not gonna cut it. I mean, I know, well, I guess it's open. I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies cutting the gas line. Yeah, see, I got rebar markers all over the place. But I think my pipe is right there. Hang on a second. See, if I didn't have that gas line in there, I wouldn't have a place to put you guys on that camera. Oh, it would be nice to have somebody here with me today as a ground crew. Sammy something. I painted that board, or whatever it is. I'm hoping it's not a tree root. Pretty certain I can feel the pipe underneath it. But gotta get it cleaned up around here. It looks like dimensional lumber. There was something there. Maybe that's our water line. I don't know what that is. Maybe a rock? Somebody definitely did not want you to miss it with the rebar markers and everything else. Might be a log on top of that. And hopefully I'm not chasing my tail and it's nothing. Because I don't know what that is underneath there. I thought I felt a pipe under it, but it may be a rock. See, I was thinking that was my pipe. I think that's a rock. I don't know why. There is just a small piece of lumber buried there. Something doesn't feel like a pipe. It's a rock or something there. Those rebar markers, I don't know where you guys are seeing right now, but they were over here off to the side of that. Stub. Alright, now where it goes. Found that son of a gun. Back when they gave a darn about what they did. It's all in concrete. hopefully. Boy, I didn't bring my laser, but it's 3 foot to ground. I need about 2.5 feet to get to the house. Huh. I might be digging the sewer line first, and I might start from here, which is backwards, but I may try to make sure I got fall, because I can come out of the house and go into whatever I need to get it deeper at the house. But if I get out here and I don't have enough room, or if I don't have enough fall, then we're done. Well, I was going to widen that hole. That's why I kind of went over there. I'm glad I did, because there it is. Oh, that's not good. Oh. What on earth? Somebody just had this sitting in there. There's a cut mark. They poured concrete around it, so maybe that concrete doesn't go back very far. I'm glad I just didn't tie to that. It looked like it was a little loose, but what is going on with that? Guess what? Dig over here. Let's see if that concrete goes away. Alright, well, the whole reason I really don't like doing old stuff is because of this. So, we had a cap, and all it was a short piece of SDR 3500, SDR 35, and it was slid in to this chunk of concrete. Now, I don't know if they buttered it up to it when they poured the concrete, but I thought it was a steel pipe, and it was that I broke up that concrete with my sledgehammer all around it, because I could almost see, I thought that I had a fernco, which I did, and this is what they've got there. So I don't know what we were doing. Maybe something else was connected to this, because that looks like a 4-inch sewer and drain to a 4-inch PVC. So maybe that pipe slid out of there, and then that makes sense, and then they just shoved that little cap in there to cover it up. This whole connection, this is a 4-inch by 4-inch fernco. It looks like a 4 to 6. It's because they've got it swelled out so bad, and they cut it and connected it. I thought, oh man, I could reuse. I got me a fernco. I don't have to go get one. No, I'm not using that. The reason they have, I don't know if you can see the bag down there. The reason they had a bag, they wrapped the bag around this where they cut it, and then they poured that concrete plug over it. I think that was actually the connection to the house, and then when they took the house out and, you know, dug up the stub, they shoved that little cap thing in there, even though that does still have, that's got trash bag or something around the cap too. It's got something like plumber's putty stuff. Anyways, I scraped on the pipe. I thought it was steel. It's not steel, it's clay. I don't have my quickie saw to cut that. So I'm going to go to the house and get a quickie saw to cut that. That's only about 3.5 foot deep at the very deepest right there, from here to there. And I need at least 2.5 foot, 2.5 foot from the house, from grade at the house to out here. So if I drop that a foot, I don't have any room for error at all whatsoever. So Hopefully I didn't make that, I just make that too flat. I kind of feel like I took too much out back over here. Maybe I don't have enough. Oh, good. I don't have enough out right there, so I'm just gonna shave that out. Oh, you guys are sitting on my shovel. Let you guys sit back up here. You can sit in the shade and watch me. Let's see. I don't really have anywhere to put you guys right there. There you go. There you go. Soils get pretty wet there. What's going on there? It's a little thing. Actually, I don't want to couple that. Let me get a bell. Piece of pipe and cut it. Actually, got some dusty, nasty stuff over here. I think that is a little flat. I mean, it depends on where that fitting ends up. I'm just going to clean that out. I'm going to glue that so I've got a good point to go to. If I got to grab a little bit of that material, that's what I'll do. Cousin's a plumber, and he taught me how to do that. You put your level across the flange of the fitting, and in that way, that going up that ditch okay. We'll have to let that pipe kind of curve a little bit. But that way you can set grade at your fitting. Well, I'm going to apologize right now. I've got everything installed. It's hot. It's 5 o'clock. I was trying to get it done. Everything has been fighting. Everything up here at the tap pod. And anyways, I had to run and get materials when I did that. Traffic was horrible. It was lunchtime. Anyways, I'm taking this. I think it's lime dust. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's what they have on site. He told me to use it to bridge wherever I needed gravel. Not my idea. I wouldn't use it, but I need gravel back here. Actually, I kind of like bedding pipes in. In the way. He wanted to get the water line in for inspection. It's in my way, but I'm floating out right there next to the foundation, so I'd like to have some gravel for there. It ain't gonna happen because I don't have any gravel here. I guess I need one more bucket since I'm in that pipe in. But I was backfilling here, get all this stuff cut off and moved so I wasn't packing it in as I went, trying to clean up. I'll use the blade here in a little bit, but I mean I'm leaving most of the turf, so I like this big bucket. It's just a 42-inch tag bucket. Really fast. When you need to move material, this will do it. Just drop off here. Well, tomorrow or the next day, I've got a swoop out here. I've got grass showing almost everywhere out here. I should have bladed that off one more time and I'd have had all this rough stuff off, but I'll do it when I get back to do the water line. But I kept my type for the sewer, or I kept my line for the sewer kind of tight to the foundation. I didn't put it on it if somebody ever has to dig it up. It runs right here. So I'm probably 4 foot. I'd easily come in here and dig it with my machine. I went ahead and graded it off, backfilled it, walked it in with the machine. Obviously I said water line's kind of in the way, but tomorrow I can flop that over there. And then I can dig off that receiving pit there, kind of clean out some of that dirt, and then I might put one more pile of that dust or whatever in there just to kind of give it something else. But that SDR35 is pretty strong. Yes, I don't love a 90 into a 90. That's just what I could get to work. He already had everything set to me. That's just what I had to work with. It's 90 something degrees today. First day that it's been really hot and humid. Ding me, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to do all this. I wasn't prepared for that. Let's put it that way. The tap up here sucked. Somebody, I wonder if it's sitting over here. Somebody decided to pull the old service out of this concrete slug that they had, and then they put this in with a couple pieces of rebar. And that was holding it into this chunk of concrete. Well, then in the concrete they had a fernco, a 4-inch to 4-inch plastic fernco that they slit and slid over the 4-inch clay pipe. They make a 4-inch clay to 4-inch plastic fernco. Apparently they didn't want to go get one. So then they wrapped it with a Walmart bag, and then they poured concrete around it. Well, then what happened is when they tore this house down, it had a 4-inch PVC going into it because it had the reducer or the adapter on it going from sewer and drain to Schedule 40. So when they tore this house down, I guarantee you somebody pulled it out and then they just left. They didn't want to touch it. They left it, and then they shoved the SDR with the cap in it, put a couple pieces of rebar in there to hold it up against the concrete. That's how they plugged off the sewer. Yep. And it was about 4 foot off of where they had it marked, which that's not uncommon. But anyways, I got some stuff to do tomorrow. Wasn't planning on being here 2 days, but I'm going to be here 2 days. So I may get here late tomorrow. And if not, there's some clay. If not, we'll be here Friday. You guys don't care what day I'll be here. But then we will come, like I say, I'm going to dig that water line. I'm going to go from there, kind of sweep out and kind of flare and go out and around, and then I'm just going to dig it up at the meter because I never found it over here. I was 5 foot deep, kind of in line of where it looked like it was going. It may come out and curve this way. I might run into it over here. I really don't even care. I'm just going to start there. I'm going to dig, throw my dirt over there, and run a water line in it and be done. So this one will almost be done with what I'm doing to it.